We can't gather in person this year, but we've adapted. The 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival brings the best in film from across the globe and around the corner. And this year, it's all virtual, so the films and events are coming directly to you. Join us for the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, October 15th through the 29th. More information is at mkefilm.org/MFF.
Hello, and welcome to Day 8 of the 2020 Milwaukee Film Festival, presented by Associated Bank. I'm Tiana, Community Outreach Coordinator for the Black Lens Program, and we are here for a Souls of Young Folk conversation with youth, part of the Black and Latino Male Achievement Program. Youth will discuss the film Growing Up Milwaukee and talk about their own experiences growing up in Milwaukee. For those who don't know, Souls of Young Folk is an outreach program of Black Lens focused on critical film analysis through the eyes and experiences of Black and Brown youth. We are in our third year and are happy to continue this partnership with the Black and Latino Male Achievement Program. Special thank you to our community partners, the Black and Latino Male Achievement Program, City of Milwaukee Boys and Men of Color Initiative. Don't forget to cast your vote for the Alan H. Budd and Susan L. Seelig Audience Award. To do that, visit the Film or Shorts program page at watch.mkefilm.org, log in with your pass or ticket code, and click the button that says Vote Now, and you will be connected to the form that serves as your ballot. Please don't tear your computer screen. As you've seen, we have a double up challenge happening. Thanks to the generosity of Judith McGregor and Richard Gallum, if we raise $75,000 during the festival, they will double it. Text double up to 44321 to donate, or go to milwaukeefilm.org/members to become a member and help us meet our goal. Milwaukee Film couldn't do what we do during the festival as well as throughout the year without the support of our members. Members get access to free films throughout the year, discount on tickets, passes, and more. Plus, our members keep the nonprofit Milwaukee Film going. If you think that sounds appealing, join us. If you are already a member, thank you and help us spread the word. And a special thank you and shout out to all of our Black Council members. Wherever you're watching us live, drop your questions and comments in the chats or comment section, and we will put them in our conversation. And now, here's Dom Portis, Community School Coordinator, who will moderate this conversation with our youth this evening. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Tiana, for the wonderful introduction. Like she said, my name is Dom Portis. I actually have the honor and privilege of serving as the Community School Coordinator at Bradley Tech High School by way of the Milwaukee Community Schools Partnership. And in that role, I really have a really unique opportunity to work directly with some youth, primarily through the Black and Latino Male Achievement Program, which brings me here today. I have some of my wonderful gentlemen up here with me, as well as a BLMA product out of Vincent High School. But he's an ambassador. We've crossed paths a number of times. So I don't want to dominate the space. I'm going to kick it over to my right and let you all introduce yourselves. Let's start with name, what school you went to, what you're up to right now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marco Deacons. I graduated from Heritage Vincent High School of Agricultural Sciences, where we're going to our full potential and in cultivating leaders. Right now, I currently attend UWGD, which is UW Green Bay of Sheboygan campus, studying criminal justice. Not also to give back to my community and also to be in my community and communities.
Thank you, Marquel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amir Williams. I attend Bradley Tech. I am currently an 11th grade student. Currently, right now, I'm just excited for this to be able to be part of Black Male Latino Achievement and currently doing jobs and other things.
Right, you're a student. I appreciate it, Amir. So welcome, Amir. I'm gonna kick it over to my left.
My name is Miguel Rivera. I'm a 10th grader at Bradley Tech, and I'm hyped to be here. And I've been on virtual school. So
Virtual school for Miguel.
I'm DeMarcus Staples. I'm also a 10th grader at Bradley Tech. lately, I've been doing a lot of things with this program called Art Start. You might have heard of them. We recently did a portrait project. He was also in it, and Amir down there. So that was pretty cool, and I look forward to doing more things with them in the future.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we got our panel. Got our little nervousness out. And so, what we're here today is, collectively we got a chance to watch a film titled Growing Up Milwaukee. And one of our panelists was actually a focus, a main character, if you will, in the film. And so before I get to that, Marquel, before I get to that question, I wanted to just start with the title Growing Up Milwaukee. These are for individuals who are, I guess essentially growing up in Milwaukee. And so I just wanted to start with the question, what does that mean to you? What does growing up Milwaukee mean to you? Whoever could start, we can just popcorn.
I guess I can
Okay.
start. Growing up in Milwaukee means to me, well, this is pretty much my city. This is where I've been. This is where I've grown up. It's pretty much where I have to be for the time being. No, I don't think that you should stay here like ever. If you have the opportunity, please leave. Just go. But right now, I'm pretty okay. So I plan on being okay for a while.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else growing up in Milwaukee?
Me personally, growing up in Milwaukee, that what it means to me, it means a lot, because it's a lot of family here, and a lot of family in the state. But like I have hope in the city. To be honest, I have hope that things gonna change. I have hope that crime gonna change. I have hope for that it's gonna be more equal in the city. Because it is it's a huge segregated city in the whole country. So I just have hope for the city that everything's gonna change.
Growing up in Milwaukee to me means like it's just my city. Like you said, this is my city. If we want change, we got to be the change. We got to be the change in our communities and communities, not just about our community, but other communities. Reach out to them, to connect to them, or to connect on a different level of their community and their culture and stuff like that. And no, I do not want to live here, but I got high hope in my city, and yes, I will, put that up to the utmost. Like I said, if you want your city to change, you got to be the change. No matter if it's a little effect or outcome of your changing, as long as you put some type of change in that city.
Mm-hmm. There's a quote in the film. I can't remember who it came from, but it says you only get out what you put in. Right. And as I sit here and I listen to you all, I hear optimistic, but I also hear that folks want to leave. Almost to the point where you can't necessarily put it in words, right? Like me, myself, I'm from Milwaukee, and I have all of these like lingering memories. Some aren't always positive, some are kind of dark, and so like I understand the desire to get away sometimes, right? But that quote is something that stuck out to me. You only get out what you put in. I'm curious, like, what do you think about when you hear that? How does that like shape your mentality when you are like going to school every day or, handling situations for your family?
Right. Understand. It's like being positive. Like same thing. If you put out not nice energy, you get the same energy back. So you be positive to others, try to make change into your community and also other places in the city. You'll get that same return with love and respect from other people in this city.
Yeah, just like he said, man, how you were saying about the quote and what he just said. Simple as that. Whatever you put in is what you give out. If you want to put in 110%, you're going to get that 110% right back out of being in your education, being in your community, in your future, and investing in others. You just get in what you put out. If you put in a lot of work, you're going to get the reward, the future of what you want to be in your career.
I've been playing sports like my whole life, and I hear that phrase like a lot.
Yeah.
And with hearing that comes a lot of responsibility, because it's not just you that have to put it in, because you're not the only one who's going to be affected when it comes back out. So if you want to change a whole city or a state or change the country or whatever you plan on doing, you have to make sure it's not just you working 100%. You have to find a team that'll actually help you achieve that goal. You can't just do everything on your own.
That'll be supportive, that'll have your back 110%.
And with us being color students and in high schools and inner city kids, we don't really have that. But we have some people in our family that we could look to. And if you don't even have that, we have programs that we could be a part of. Like we have BLMA that take, and Vincent, because you went to Vincent. So yeah, we have them to look back to and count on.
Yeah, most definitely. I think BLMA did a lot though for me to connect more with just different cultures and stuff like that. And stuff like that for me personally, because I just, stuck around my culture. But I'm not never afraid to go out and, see other cultures and meet other new cultures and stuff and interact with them and get to know what's going on in your culture. How do you feel about the situations that's going on in my culture, and how do I feel about the situations that's going on in your culture?
Mm-hmm.
So most definitely BLMA did that for me.
Like, this is only my second year in high school and it's virtual, but my freshman year, being in BLMA, it just put a whole 180 on my view of high school, because I thought it was just going to be class, sports, go home. It's pretty much finna suck. It's just going to be tiring the whole time.
Yes.
But they gave me a lot of different opportunities that I probably wouldn't even have thought of.
Yeah.
Really.
Miguel, how's your experience with BLMA?
I thought high school was going to be exactly as his point of view. But yeah, it was BLMA is pretty fun. It teaches you about equality, and then there's 12 guiding principles, which I haven't really remembered them yet. I'm trying to.
Yeah. But it's through action, it's through practice, right? Like it's one thing to remember the principles, and it's another to actually act them out. And I would say, in my 3 years as a facilitator at Tech, and then just being involved at Washington the previous year, you're able to see a lot of development in the guy, even from month to month, right? Like when I was at Washington, it would be 30 days before I would see him again, right? And me not being a part of that school building, I only see them, right? Like I only know this part of them, a small part of them. You're able to see the growth and development. And I would say, like, y'all two sophomores, I've seen you all grow and develop in just these 2 short years. Amir, the junior now, I've seen you grow and develop, and so everything that you all are expressing is being reciprocated. You know what I mean? It's like a mirror, right? So like everything that you all are getting, I'm getting through you all's support. And like I said, like I've seen you probably, probably since your sophomore year, right? Like every time we interact with Vincent, you front and center. You've been identified as a leader in the building. David speaks very highly of you, you know what I mean? So I'm really appreciative to be involved with the program on this side of it, right? As a facilitator, I get enjoyment out of it. But there was some more things, I guess, some more things about, mentorship in general, right? I think there was a clip where I believe Uncle Rick from Vincent was kind of hinting at there being like a kind of a reluctance or kind of a pushback from young people when it comes to mentorship. And so as for individuals who are involved in a mentoring program, do you feel that? Did you feel like that at one point? Do you feel like it's kind of hard for elders to kind of understand what young people are currently going through? Let's talk about that process a little.
I'll say some of that first real quick. Yes. Why? Because you guys lived a different time than us. Mm-hmm. You guys went through way much worse than us, and we are going through way much worse as we speak. And for you guys to try to connect more and try to understand from your point of view to our point of view, it's not gonna work. It's like basically two negatives trying to put it in a battery. It's not going to work. The battery is not going to come on because you guys lived a different time. We lived a different time that y'all are living now, but not in our, in our youth bodies now that we're going through. We never lived this before, so it's so many new problems to us that we don't know what to deal with or how to deal with. So we try to connect with more of the youth or more of the people that's younger like us around our age.
Yeah, it's different. It's weird because the understanding, like you said, understanding, but then just being more. Cause like a lot of other people they can try to get what we go through every day. But then again, like say for instance, like my dad, mom, they didn't try to understand like the things we try to do or say things that they probably don't get because they don't go into the schools. And like I said, schooling was way different for them, mentors, and also for the mentors, they can like also try to like get it, but then again, like if you like around like Dom, you probably got out of high school a couple years ago. You ain't that old. So you got out of high school a couple years ago, so you still can understand where we coming from.
I'm on the brink. I'm on the brink.
Yeah,
Like Ray Dixon.
Yeah, you ain't like I'm saying. But he's close to us to understanding like, oh yeah, these certain situations that you got to handle in a younger mindset because things you try to,
I try.
Yeah.
So I think it's different because again, when he was saying they lived in different times, so what most of those things is like, oh, it's just another day in Milwaukee, like because they've lived through it and their children haven't, so it's all new again. It's like what he was saying. Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
So the thing is like, oh, it's just normal day, another day.
Just like you'll be over, you'll get over it, but in reality, it's
and
like
they're all like, what do I do in this kind of messed up world?
Yeah, I think there's so I guess something like y'all making me feel old and young at the same time. But, something as I would just say as I've been maturing recently. Intergenerational understanding is something that I kind of want to have a better grasp on. I don't have any remaining grandparents, you know what I mean? So like just understanding like my parents and like my aunts and my uncles, kind of understanding their journey. I'm a first generation like Milwaukee, kid. So like both of my parents are from the South. Kind of came up here because of the industrial boom, you know what I mean? So like that story is kind of set, but it's only one generation. I kind of want to understand. And so because of what was going on, like the industrial stuff, right? Like my parents' mindset is a little bit different than mine, right? And like working in a high school, I'm able to see and understand like kind of like, oh, okay, like I'm a little, I think this way, right? Like the youth is kind of on this way now. So I'm acknowledging it. I'm not necessarily saying like one group is right or wrong. I think the understanding part is important. And so if you all do, right, like in Marquel, I'm just based on the film and kind of like, the issues that you were going through on the film, tap in with your family, you know what I'm saying? Just as much as you can, just for understanding, right? Like you don't necessarily got to be for agreement or nothing like that, but just for understanding, I think is important. Yeah.
Well, no, honestly, I don't really see it the same way as the rest of you do. Then it's like a disconnect between everybody, because in my experience, the mentors that I've had, they spoke to me like I was an adult, or at least had common sense, or they talked to me in a manner where we were on the same level. It wasn't, how normally when you're like in class and the teacher can't teach and they're like, okay, I already got my degree, I don't need this, I don't have to be here, all this. They never did that to me. They spoke to me with respect, the same way that I would speak to them. And we normally connected on the same level because they actually tried understanding me instead of talking down to me.
Yeah. Right.
So I never really had that issue.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I wish I had your connection right there.
Yeah.
The connection not to understand is just something else.
So it really just depends on who you talk to. They never really led me in the wrong direction. They never yelled at me. They never really did any of the things that would bring a person down. So yeah.
I will say, so I'm gonna just share this little story. When I first met Randy, it was at Freshman Bridge. I'm sorry, DeMarcus. But we met at Freshman Bridge, so it was like the summer coming into your freshman year, and we were doing like these restorative circles, right? Like to, kind of get to know one another, and he was talking about restorative practices. He was talking about like the disproportionate rates that African American students were getting disciplined, and I'm just like, it's a 14-year-old kid speaking about a lot of stuff that, us as adults, right, when we in the same room, we can't necessarily figure out. So I was like, nah, this kid is about to be special. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. But I think Amir, you was about to.
I'm saying that was true though, because a lot of, me personally growing up like inside different like school systems, I was like probably disciplined the hardest because like even and they shot down a lot of my dreams I having. And like in elementary school, I had like decided I wanted to be in multiple things. They shot down a lot of it. Also, my other friends, like but then it just it was weird. But it's true though. Like I was an outspoken kid growing up, and I always got like I was treated weird, and like I was treated like I was a talking kid or the outspoken kid or the destructive kid. So like I would get treated a different way from other students, if I can say that. That's what I noticed. Like from now looking back, that's what I noticed.
So dream killers in school,
Yeah.
That was something early on for you. Does anybody else experience that?
I didn't really experience a dream killer. I just experienced something similar to it because as growing up as a child, growing up as a black kid, all we was taught was you either got to be a doctor, a lawyer, police officer, firefighter, being in basketball or being in football. It wasn't never no talks about the other job opportunities that was out there, like welding, plumbing, everything else. It was just always so much on the inner jobs that makes money and that grabs everybody's attention about it instead of the jobs that makes money, more money than those, and grabs less attention than it grabs more attention on doctors, firefighters,
Right.
and stuff like that.
To add to that, I had no idea that welding was such a lucrative business until I got to Tech. Like,
Man,
I got there and we had this thing called not freshman bridge, your freshman year.
Tech and trade survey.
That. We got Tech and trade survey. So you go around and you go to all the different trade classes, right? And we got to welding. He's talking about underwater welding and how much money they make and how much stick welders work and how you can do like how specific welding that you do like outdoors on the wires and stuff, and they make more than firefighters.
Right.
And nobody told me about any of that until I got there. So.
I didn't find it out until I was in basically in high school and start interacting with my high school more, interacting with other high schools and stuff, like going to the Black Male Summits and going to the Black Latino Male Achievement group discussions and everything. I learned about that until we had more discussions about high school and stuff like that, and more job opportunities around here, like the spring companies and stuff. I'm like, you could just do a little spring and you make this much money? I'm like, yeah, I might just go with that then.
Yeah, like a teacher told me when I was younger, she was like, focus on a real job that you can actually really get, than not just a dream. Yeah, like I said, what you mean? Like, when I was younger, I was like, what you mean by a dream? She was like them acting jobs or playing basketball or playing football. I understood it because, like I said, them not 100% shots. You can get it, but like you telling a 8, 9-year-old that you can't be that, or you're not gonna get it because I'm like, that's weird to me because
right, like you can't show a little motivation.
Yeah, because if you want to be the best basketball player, you gotta tell a kid, oh, you gotta train your hardest if you want to make it to the NBA. You gotta train your hardest to be a football player. You gotta work your hardest. Remember that that castings, for acting. Remember your script. I didn't work your hardest to do that, to be that, because that's what I wanted to be when I was younger.
Mm. So do you all have like somebody who is like a motivational figure, or like what does y'all support system look like?
Well, I got plenty of those now.
Yeah.
So me personally, I would start with the adults first, but I'm not going to start with those because it's mainly about the youth for me.
Mm.
The youth motivate me so much to be a better person that I am now and to be a better person in my future. People around my age is my motivation too, because I want them to motivate me to motivate them, motivate them and stuff. Uncle Rick, Linnell, Griffin, Greg, I can go on and on about, and BLMA too. BLMA like is basically my motivation because I see what somebody else going through, and if I can't connect to them, I try to be there the best way possible that I can for them, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or even if it's just having a little conversation. That little conversation can go a long way from there.
Yeah. Me personally, I started my adults, probably like my mom, David, you, my dad, and because mainly my mom, she really like put me on to a lot of stuff and support when I talk to her. She like listen. She teaches me and she also I teach her a lot of things that she never knew about. So she supported me while giving me books and stuff like that. She got me multiple things that could help me learn more that I didn't learn in school. So and also my friends my age, a lot of them could be like supportive. We also can have people that try to like discourage you.
That was not your friends.
No, I'm talking about like the main people I talk to every day.
Oh.
We have people that that I know that can discourage you.
Not to get like super off topic, but like what books you?
I don't remember on the top of my head. I can show you. It's a lot.
Okay. That's good though, sharing the books. That's what's up. Y'all should do that often.
Mm-hmm. For me it's my family, my friends around me, the people at BLMA, the people at Art Start. They bought me a lot of stuff to help me in school. They brought me extra supplies just in case, because I lose a lot of stuff. So they're trying to keep me on top of that, getting extra supplies and stuff. So okay. I'm prepared for school. Yeah.
Nice.
I have more internal support systems than I do externally. Not like a respiratory system or anything, but like things that I have going on in my head that really push me to go forward. Like I have people that I look up to, but I don't really talk to, or like just wanting to make money and do better for myself so that I don't have to live here anymore. That motivates me to do a lot. And then I have people that I can talk to or look to for support, but they don't really connect with me all the time, or they don't really understand exactly what I'm going through. So it makes it hard to talk to them, like my parents or just some older family members, because I'm the youngest and everybody either grown or already doing what they're doing. So sometimes I feel like they're just counting on me, or they're not really listening to what I'm saying. They just want to live vicariously through me. And I really don't like that. So I don't really talk to them a lot. But then I have like idols, like Hugh Hefner. And Megatron, like other people who've done things with their life that I wanted to do.
I respect it.
This guy. That makes sense though. That makes sense. What was it saying? Okay. Art Start, right? So you three did Art Start.
Yeah, we started purchase.
You all did Art Start. For those who don't know, Art Start is an organization that is, I want to say, based out of New York, but they have a footprint here in Milwaukee for the past 3 or 4 years. I want to say, don't quote me. For the past couple of years, they've had a partnership with BLMA. Bradley Tech has been a part of the Art Start Portrait Project the previous 2 years. So this year in 2020, these three were a part of that. And so the process goes a little something like there's an initial creative session where the Art Start folks, they come into the school and they get to jam in with the young people. There's music, there's artistic things, there's creative things, but more so they're kind of like organically kind of peeling back layers of themselves. And then that leads to a series of like deeper conversations and written portions and different things like that. And the final project is like a portrait that is supported by like some video stuff and some written stuff. And so I want to say for you three, how was that process? And Marquel, just so you're not left out, I do want to know how you got involved with growing up Milwaukee, the film. So when it comes to you, that's the question that I want to know from you. But y'all can popcorn around.
Me personally, I seen like my last year, I seen like my older friends do it. So I was like, wow, this is like interesting because I seen my friend Khalil portrait. He was like an actor, and I see my friend Misael portrait. His stuff was like, I was like, wow, so I was like, I didn't know I was be able to get chances last year. Not my last year, I mean my freshman year. But sophomore year, I did it. I did the what's it called? The joint. Movies all sat together.
The creative session.
Yeah, the creative session. It was really interesting, to sit down and draw and talk to other people and take photographs, and it was really cool to have that interview that just express yourself that you do on a daily basis to other people. So when I got the chance to do my portrait, I was an African king, and that was expressing like the ancestral side of me that I was still like discovering at that time, and now I really know what I come from, if I could say it like that. So it was really dope to experience to do that. I hope I could just further on keep doing it.
My experience.
Real quick, I'm sorry. I just got to throw a shameless plug before I forget. The exhibit is showing right now until November 15th at Alice Garden. At Alice Garden. Somebody gonna drop the address in the comments or something like that. It's gonna be somewhere.
It's near 20th and Garfield.
There you go.
It's near Brown Street Academy, if you guys know where that's at. Johnson Park.
Yep.
So yeah.
Or
My bad, Miguel. There you go.
That's fine. You plug it in. My experience with Art Start, it's been really fun. I met a lot of people. I've seen a lot of sections where like there's music, there's drawing, there's painting and all that. There's acting. There's a lot. The people were nice. We got to draw. We got to go on a camera. We got to be on film, and we got to take pictures, and it was just a really fun time. Who was that one kid? He was like doing flips and whatnot.
Oh, you talking about the white dude, right?
Yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah.
I can't do a backflip for nothing.
Yeah, and the creative sessions, they're fun too. I think the last one we made like a mandala.
yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah, we made a mandala. It's like
We made dream catches.
Yeah.
On paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My experience with Art Start was actually pretty amazing. That's part of the reason that I'm continuing to work with them, because it's really a good opportunity, and they open a lot of doors for you into career paths into the arts. And I know when most people think of arts, they just think of painting, but that's not all that art is. Film is art, or just recording. Like if you can record a fight, you can record a movie, and it's really that simple.
Okay, I get what
you could be a lot more than you think you are. You could be a lot more than you just think that you are. So I suggest that more people join it. And along the journey, I got into it because I was in BLMA, right? And then I saw Khalil walking around with his portrait. He was holding the Oscar. And then I saw Antonio's, and he was like in the forest preaching to a group of people or something like that. I can't really remember. But I saw that and I was like, I want to be a part of that. I want to do that. I want to inspire people to do other things. So then I got with them and we basically had a few talks and creator sessions, and we all got to know each other. We got to know our photographer, and they basically photographed us accomplishing our dreams or where we wanted to be or how we saw ourselves instead of the existing narratives about us.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what the point of the project was. And so for Amir to see himself as a African king, I can connect the conversations that we've had about Mansa Musa, Miguel, you know, in his portrait, he's doing some engineering stuff with is it a Rubik's Cube? Yeah. So he's been trying to teach me how to do the Rubik's Cube. I don't know how to do it, but he can do it in like under 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He's crazy with it. But yeah, like the project is all about how youth see themselves and actually living up to that. So I think if you can project the idea in your mind, you can live up to it, or you can create it in reality. It's a super powerful project. I'm appreciative to be a part of it and just witness y'all go through it. And so Marquel, the film, man, like that's a pretty like. Yeah. That's dope to put on your resume. Like I'm in a film. I'm being featured in a film. Like, how did that start? How did you get hooked into that?
When did it start?
Yeah, because I know it kind of follows you over a couple of years.
This question real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
What's your question?
When they came to you about the film, was it like they came to a class and then they just decided that you would do it, or?
So how it all went was, you know, how we had like Black male summits, male summits. Uncle Rick played a little big part of it too. We was going around schools, mainly Congress, because Congress was like not that far from Vincent. Mm-hmm. We'll go to Congress. We'll talk to the kids about how they could change around starting from the elementary. So we weren't really going to attacking the middle school. We was going to basically attack the elementary, from elementary to high school, following them to middle school, and guiding them through the guiding principles and stuff like that. So it was just basically about just going to different schools to actually speak my knowledge and speak his knowledge, but mainly speak my knowledge since I was the youth at the time and I still am. But it was just basically attacking the youth and getting them to understand that there is people out here to understand you and to help you. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to discriminate you. We're not here to talk down on you either. We're only here to help you, empower you, and bring the positive that's out of you. And basically where it started when we was at the Black Male Summit in 2017 at UWM. Mm-hmm. And I was there. Yeah, so they had asked, did I want to go talk and represent? Like whenever somebody want to represent, I always represent from wherever I came from. Roosevelt Middle School, Brown Street Academy, my elementary school. I was always the one that wanted to represent my school. So I went up there, I talked about how we can empower the youth and empower ourselves and interact with the community more. And next thing you know, I see Tyshawn coming up to me like, hey, how you doing and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm doing good. And then she was like, well, I have this film that I think you should be featured in, and if you don't mind, you should take my number down. So took her number down and stuff. I thought about it. I'm like, nah. At first I'm like, no, I don't want to do it because I don't want everybody in my business. But then I thought about the positive outcome of it, of having everybody in my business, but also how that can connect to other people, how that can help more people. I don't know, my story might be similar to yours, so it might help you how I overcome my obstacles and overcome my situations, that it can, make you positive and help you in the long run. So that's how I got into the thing, and that's how I got into the Black Festival, the film. And you have another question.
I'm gonna cut it right there. I forgot it. It'll come back to me though.
Okay.
Was it hard talking about your family on camera?
Honestly, yes. That's it was. It was days where it was times where I cried during the film. It was times where I just like didn't want to do it at all no more. Cause like when it's a part in the film when you see it, that me and my other brother is talking. We was at the park, we played
Oh, that was your
basketball.
brother?
for a bit.
I was gonna ask you that.
That it wasn't he's like a brother that I grew up around, so I call him my brother. But yeah, me and him had a personal talk or whatever. And it was like he was telling me, because he's younger than me, he was telling me that I should just put all my problems to the side and just let it go and, just listen to what my mom's got to say. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm not trying to hear him because I want to hear him for what I'm speaking, for what I'm saying, and for where I'm coming from. He just hearing it from the outside. You got to hear it from the inside too. Like I'm tired of going through the same thing. And it got me emotional because it's like, you're not understanding me. I need your help and I want your help and I want the youth help. I want everybody to help me, but you're not understanding from where I'm coming from. So I just told her like, oh yeah, I'm just done. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to film no more. I don't want to talk about this no more. I just got emotionally depressed. I didn't talk to nobody after that. I went home, sat in my room and didn't talk to nobody, didn't call nobody. I just cried. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody understanding me. But it came to me when it came to me late that night that I have to, listen to understand and understand to respond. Yeah. So I have to understand from where he's coming from, and then I have to listen to it, take constructive criticism, and how to co-op with it and understand it.
That's deep. Yeah, I know personally, I know a lot of people that's similar to that has a problem with their parents. That like my friend, he was kicked out of his house by his mom because, for petty reasons. Then he had to live with his grandma. Then I respect that you had the confidence to keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. The scene with you and your brother. I will say for those, again, watch the film. It's gonna be streaming now until next week on MilwaukeeFilm.org. Just type in, there it is, watch.MilwaukeeFilm.org. Growing Up Milwaukee is the title of the film, but that particular scene where you and your brother is having a conversation, that was one of the more powerful scenes for me because it was youth holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you kind of touched on it just now, like where you feel like you're not being understood, right? So that was your issue, and then him being able to be an outside entity and give advice, it's all good, bro. And I think that's super, super powerful, and y'all should, that bond is something that you probably gonna keep forever. You know what I'm saying? And we should have more of that. And again, I think BLMA is a space that fosters those type of relationships. So yeah, and just being vulnerable, especially out in public, is something that is not easy. And that kind of leads me into my next question about like leadership. You know what I mean? And what does that mean to you all? What does it mean to be a leader? And like, how do you feel like you're growing into your own like leadership styles?
Me personally, I feel like leaders, like sometimes people paint the picture like leaders are perfect, and they're not. Like my dad, my mom, they leaders to me in a certain way. Like my dad made mistakes, my mom made mistakes, but then they fought through it, and now they showed me the ways that I could become a man. You know what I'm saying? So like my dad, he showed me a lot of ways to hard work. That a lot of the students, peers my age, they didn't do a lot of hard work that I've done. Like, shoveling dirt, shoveling rocks, putting them in, we did landscape. So that's a lot of hard work for me. And taught me a lot of things, that morals that a man should know growing up, and how to learn about like your money, be right with your money, not just go out and do anything with it. He told me, main thing I always remember, my dad told me, he said, a man should always keep money in his pocket. never spend your last money on nothing, nobody else besides yourself. And I remember that. And also, my mom, she showed me a lot. She always been there for like my sports. Since I was in like third grade, she always been there. She's like a coach, but not knowing the sport as well. But she's like my coach because she's always there at every practice. She picks me up, takes me to games. So she'd be there and talk to me about things that I would know, I should know about. Like, just keep persevering through things that you think you're struggling in. Like, no, I box. She tell me when I'm in the gym, she said, keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. And she taught me how to, like, respect myself, respect women for what they are, who they are, and respect their morals. And that's a lot of, parents and young people should know how to respect themselves, to love themselves, and respect the women out there. So, yeah.
Okay. So leading by support, right? Showing support and building that foundation. Okay.
I'm gonna start off by saying I did landscaping this past summer. It is incredibly hard to move rocks and gravel because it's not like picking up leaves. They don't stay together. They're gonna roll away. They're heavy. It's a lot to do. So that's really a workout and a challenge. And leadership, to me, the best leaders are the ones who make mistakes. Because if you have a perfect leader, everybody that's following behind them, they're most likely going to make mistakes because they aren't where you are. And if you haven't made a mistake, you can't really help somebody fix their mistakes. So then it's just going to be a disconnect, and then you're going to end up being one of those people that are just yelling at them. You're not really helping them. And if you're a leader who isn't helping the people behind you to just breed other leaders, you're not really a leader. That's just a tyrant. You want everyone to be under you. That's not a good way to lead.
Yeah.
It's just having followers.
That's deep.
That's most definitely deep right there.
Deep. Gil, the leadership style, or what does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means to watch over the little guy. I'm kind of confused.
No, I think that's important too, though.
Yeah.
Watching over the little guy, right?
Making sure they don't go the wrong path, making sure they stay on top of their stuff, stay in school. Don't hang out with the wrong guys.
Yeah,
like my dad always told me that don't hang out with the wrong guys. You're gonna end up down the road you never want. You're never gonna come out of it. It's gonna be hard to come out of there.
Yeah.
My parents told me that too.
Yeah, mom and dad told me that too. You good.
Like you was just saying that if you're a leader, you got to make a mistake in order to make a mistake to be a leader. And also, when you're being a leader, you got to learn how to lead and have others lead. Like, you know how I was just having this conversation before, how I was saying that like I'm a leader, but I want other youth to be leaders too. So I take my leadership away from me and give it to somebody else so they can be a part of the throne, so we can all eat at once and not just me eating at the table by myself. I want everybody to be a leader, but I got to guide them and they got to guide me in the right path so we can both be great leaders upon our community, our schools, home, and in our environment.
Right.
Yes. If I'm reading this correctly, I think we got like 10 minutes left. It's like our 10-minute warning.
Where you see that at?
Don't just roll with it. So really quick, is there, because we're just talking about family and things like that, and so this is kind of a double-edged question. Is there one, thing of advice or one heirloom, if you will, something that your elders or your mentors or your parents or your older siblings or something is passing on to you? It can be like a skill, it can be a characteristic trait, it can be a phrase that you'll never forget. So that's one part of the question, and then that second part is what is something that you would like to pass down to maybe a niece or a nephew or a child that is not on the way soon, but like much down the line, if you get what I'm saying.
One thing, a skill that my mom gave to me was not being lazy and always hard working. Like always grinding to the most. You can be at your lowest, but always grinding to get back to the top. Never settling for less. Always going for the top. Never being satisfied. Always being hungry for more information, more education, more things to do, more success to come.
Yeah, landscaping has taught me a lot. I don't know as much as my dad knows, but he always told me this. He said, if you put always 120% in, that people gonna see your work and they always gonna put other people onto your work. So that's what he always told me. So you're basically saying work your hardest and other people gonna see it, acknowledge it, and pass it on. Yeah.
Hard work.
Multiple skills. My parents, they pushed me over. Well, they haven't really pushed me over the limit too much, but like they pushed me to where they've taught me a lot of things. So I'm prepared in life. So they taught me how to fix, drains. They taught me how to fix, the cars just in case I'm stranded. They taught me how to cook a lot. Taught me how to stay clean on top of your work you're doing. So we're prepared in life because, once they're gone. And yeah.
You gotta respect
And then,
them right here.
If you don't really pay attention to what they're showing you, you're not going to know what to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay attention to everything because, let's just say you're stranded on the freeway. You don't know how to switch out a tire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No one there.
Take off the bolts, take off the tire, put the tire back on, and put the bolts back on the boat.
Let's just say you don't even know what a wrench is. I mean,
Right.
come on now.
Yeah, basic skills.
Basic
Survival
skills.
skills. Yeah. DeMarcus.
Dog, every meeting, like everyone. I learned a lot from my siblings, specifically. My dad taught me basic life skills. My mom taught me how to cook some foods, but my siblings have really been there and they've connected with me because I grew up with them and around them, and I'm the youngest, so I watched all of them move out and get their own lives and have kids. Like my brother, one of my brothers live in Japan, another one lives here. He has kids. My sister has a son. I learned a lot from them over the years, and there's a lot of things that I never forget from them. And then my oldest brother, he's the reason that I have such a love for shoes and all this other stuff. So it's just really a lot that I picked up from them, and I most likely won't ever forget.
Nice. We got a couple minutes. I'm gonna keep talking until they cut us off.
Hey, bro, your brother's lucky. He lives in Japan.
There's another quote in the film that I wanted to I guess bring it to the conversation. So I think Brother David Muhammad,
We're gonna promote that later.
he said that all crime was unmet human need, right? And so, the four of you all living in Milwaukee, seeing what we see on a day-to-day basis. One, what do you think about that quote? And two, right? Like we have a platform here. Is people watching? Is people listening? People listening live. This is going to be recorded. They need to hear from you all. Is there resources? Is there something specific that needs to be backed, that needs to be supported? Like, what can we do to one, kind of fill that void of like, what is that human need that isn't being met, right? From your perspective as a young person growing up here in Milwaukee.
The love and understanding. Main one, the love and understanding. I think mostly everybody's being there for each other and stuff like that. It's just we got the love, and just mainly for me, in my opinion, it's just the understanding.
Me personally, I believe we need more jobs for the youth. I feel like more teenagers have more jobs, they'll stay away from the streets. I lost my cousin. he was doing what he had to do to survive. My friends lost their closest siblings and friends off of basic unnecessary crime that they didn't have to do. And I just feel like if youth like starting into high school and they get a chance to get a job, there should be more programs that that kids can have opportunities to make money the legal way. Because they don't end, I don't know, they end up in a bad way. They just go to the street. Like I know too many people that do what they gotta do to pay the bill, help their mom pay the bill, or put clothes on their back and just to survive. Yeah.
I really think that we need to raise a little more awareness in our communities around here. And again, what Amir was saying, more jobs for the youth. Maybe some extra money in the communities as well. We can do that better. Redesign the houses a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it a little more, friendly-ish. Like, you know what I mean? Like more comfortable.
More
to live there.
presentable.
More welcoming.
Yeah. That's the word.
Yeah, 'cause to be honest, when you drive around Milwaukee, then you just stumble while toasted, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Milwaukee's like really segregated. You can tell where you are and,
Yeah.
and who lives where. And we always talk about it and what side of Milwaukee we're from, but like that's not really a good thing. Like you shouldn't be able to just say this and then know exactly what color you are and how long you've been there and how bad your life is, because it really shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
And also, I think that it's truly sad that doing what you have to do to survive or pay bills or make money could easily get you killed. Like that's a basic necessity and it shouldn't cost you your life.
Right.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
I'll probably speak on that a little bit. Recently, I just lost my big brother to gun violence because based off just doing what he had to do to survive, feed for his family, and defend for his family, and protect his family. And that's why I asked us as a whole, we stay together and we, promote the youth more so that they wouldn't have to do when they go through the path that our elders did and stuff. So they just, in order to survive, that us as youth and us as when we get older, we provide the young jobs for them. Like me personally, I want to own my own moving company so I can help youth get onto that path of having a job and knowing how the success of having a job and everything like that. I just thought I should share that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I think with like the last 90 seconds or so, I have to thank a couple of people, organizations. One, I want to thank the entire Black and Latino Male Achievement Office for putting the foundation together, the 12 guiding principles that allow these young men to grow and develop into what you see today. I want to thank Black Lens Milwaukee. That's why we're here. Yeah, Black Lens Milwaukee Film Festival. Tiana specifically, thank you. Again, thank you. I don't even think I got a chance to say thank you for participating last year, so I'm gonna say it again. Tiana, thank you. Who else? Art Start. Again.
Yeah.
Alice Gardens. Thank you, Mrs. Williams. So I don't know that exact address, but it's on 21st and Garfield. Yep. So from now until November 15th, Monday, it's open.
It's Monday, Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays.
There you
No
go.
Wednesdays and no Fridays.
Yeah. Other than that, please watch the film. Watch the film Growing Up Milwaukee. What is our director's name?
Tyshawn Warlow.
Tyshawn Warlow did a wonderful job. You're gonna see my man Marquell in there, as well as a lot of other like Milwaukee, like thorough legends. You know what I'm saying? A lot of staples in Milwaukee, especially folks who are working and engaging with young people. You'll see in that film. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. They gonna keep us live, so I'm gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Follow my man's on Twitter.
Follow me on
Right.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Mark
share,
Will
yeah, no,
Jenkins.
this is our
Facebook,
platform. Share.
Instagram.
Follow me on
Instagram should have had it, no spaces. It's HOULDA, HNDIT. Miguel got TikTok.
I got TikTok, yeah, at Migmy, MIGMY.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man,
Oh.
make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Mark Will Jenkins. 2 L's, MARQUELLJENKINS.
Okay. BLMA. I don't know if y'all watching this. Y'all probably should. I feel like you should. If I could get a beanie, that would be great.
All right. But again, thank you. We're getting the wrap it up sign up here. We thank you. Again, I'm Don Portis. I'm over at Bradley Tech and also in the community. These young people are leaders in the community. That's all we have for this evening. Thank you for sitting with us and chatting. I hope you enjoyed something. I hope you were able to pull some gems out. That's all. We signing out.
Yes,
Outta
some
here.
cheering.
Thank you.